The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys. Here's Nick Eatman.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Cowboys Storyline presented by Gillette. I am Nick Eatman. It is Wednesday, September 24th. It's the middle of the week. Cowboys-Packers. Green Bay coming to town. Micah Parsons is coming back. Everyone knows all the storylines. I just wrote a story on the website yesterday about the 10 storylines of the team for this game. I do it every week with the big picture, and it's like, yeah, there's more than one. It's hard to really think that way, but yeah, there's a lot of other storylines here with this game other than just the return of Micah. I think bigger than that, obviously, is the injury to CD and how the Cowboys try to keep up with Green Bay, how they scored points, and then also with the offensive line now with another injury there. Tyler Booker is going to be out, of course, with a high ankle sprain. Maybe Deron Bland comes back. Looks like he could, but the Cowboy. We'll see today if he practices and how much he practices, and then also does he come back on Thursday and practice again. So that's going to be the key, is just how he handles these next couple of days. But certainly will be big for the Cowboys to have Deron Bland back in action. And then, just how do they can they beat Green Bay? Here at AT&T Stadium, Packers have never lost at this place, so it's going to be a pretty electric atmosphere. There's no doubt about it. We know that Green Bay will travel well. The fans will be excited about it. It's going to be intense. The Cowboys are going to have to match that intensity early and match them, point for point. And that's not going to be easy with the offense, with the injuries that they've got. But it's a weird league. Things happen, and let's see if the Cowboys can do it. I want to hear from you guys. 888-855-2297. Let's start it off. Dylan's in Wichita Falls. I've been there. Dylan, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. Just enjoying some cooler weather finally, so feels pretty good out.
Okay.
Anyways, today I really wasn't going to dive too much into this game. I just wanted to give a take just on this season and just where the franchise is at right now. And, I think expectations just need to be lowered at this point. And honestly, maybe even the same for next year. The way I look at this team right now is this is year one of Dak's 4-year contract. This is Shoddy's first year as a head coach. It's Clayton Adams' first year as an offensive coordinator at this level, and we put all these expectations on these guys. And the season to me this year isn't so much about the wins and losses. It's about the guys that are out there on the field that are winning their battles, the guys that we can build off of moving forward. And I really see this team as having a legit window building towards the 2027 and the 2028 seasons. And I know people don't want to hear that, but
no.
That's just me trying to be realistic,
Yeah. But that's fine. I mean, whatever works. I mean, whatever works for every fan about it. Because I get that. Thanks for the call, Dylan. Everybody kind of has to deal with situations like this in their own way. You can say, well, I live and die with every single play, and I want them to win every game. And then that's the exciting part. Because when they do, then you feel that rush, and then when you lose, then you're frustrated by it. And if you kind of have that nonchalant attitude of like, well, it is kind of what it is, that's fine. That helps you. Whatever helps. This isn't even this year doesn't even matter too much. The window is 2027, 2028. Good for you. If that works, great. Keep calling the show. Keep doing all this thing. That's awesome because that'll help you. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't really want to take that approach. My approach is it's 3 games into the season. We've seen some crazy stuff happen so far. They could be 0-3. They could be 2-1. But they're 1-2. That's kind of, you are what you are. And let's see how this thing plays out, Just looking at the schedule, looking at things, looking at some of the injuries. Let's see what happens here. I'll talk about Sunday because it's the next game. But that's probably about it. And so, again, I say it all the time. I never ask anyone or tell anybody how to fan. They do it their own way. That if that works for Dylan, that's fine. That doesn't really work for me, and I bet you there's other fans on here that it doesn't work for. But it's all good. Let's go to Irene in Falls Church, Virginia.
Hey, good morning. Let me answer that Dylan thing for a second. So for me, even though I had low expectations about this season, it does not help me to think, oh, the window is 2 years. But oh well, it is what it is, because you still want them to compete during the time period. So, but I wish I could be more like that. Anyway, so yesterday I had my own fumble. I hung up on you guys, but it's all good. I got in today. So last Thursday before the game on our space, I was asking, when will we see Schottenheimer step in? Because I felt after the Giants game, I'd honestly seen enough of the defense. He gave it one more game. It looks like he's going to step in with scheme and personnel. Let's see. But I've said I want more Leofau in Houston. I also want to see what Wanya can do. And then the last point is, I don't want to abandon the run when it's working. I know that the Booker injury probably is going to impact that, so we'll see. But philosophically, if something's working, don't stop doing it. All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Irene. You're going to see more running. I mean, you're going to see the running game, because I think that keeps them balanced. That helps with their play action. It also, in the situation with the defense the way it is, I mean, we're probably at that point where you're going to have to try to control the ball. And you would love to have those drives, the drive that Chicago had in the third quarter against the Cowboys, where they chewed up 10 minutes and 19 plays, and it kept getting third downs and then a fourth down. That's the kind of ball control I think that you're looking for. And also they did it balanced. The tight ends caught passes, receivers caught some on third down, running backs out of the backfield on screens, running back draws, things like that. So that's kind of what you want. But I think, injury or not to Booker, that's the style the Cowboys kind of have to play. And as for the shot he's stepping in, I mean, I don't know what if he's already done it. What if he stepped in week 1? And I don't know. I mean, we're not supposed to know that one. So, but yeah, he's the head coach, and so this all falls on him. So he's going to have to fix it one way or another. All right, we went from Wichita Falls to Falls Church. Let's go to Zach in Atlanta Falls. What's up, man?
Atlanta Falls. I've always called it that, Nick.
I bet you have not. What's up?
What's up, man?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sunday was tough. I actually watched with a Bears fan in Atlanta here, and
so did I.
As soon as the Cowboys offense stalled out to start the second half, I was like, that's probably game. And then sure enough, they went on the 10-minute drive, and I was like, I'm telling you, man, this is game. And he didn't believe me, and then he was hailing Caleb Williams as the second coming of Roger Staubach, whatever.
Yeah, I've been there. I've lived in it here with Tommy Yarsh. So,
shout out to Tommy, by the way. He's got a funny photo floating around the internet right now. Anyways, Sunday I think it's going to be really, really tough, just for the fan base for a lot of reasons. We hate the Packers. They broke us a few years ago in the playoffs. Micah's over there, all the drama. And so I hope it's competitive. We'll find out. But this week's double agents, who played for the Star, near and far, I'm thinking about my buddy Randall Cobb. I always respected him on the Packers. He I think he was serviceable for us later in his career when he played. So any stories on Randall Cobb? With that, I'll hang up, man.
Yeah, I have a story on Randall Cobb. Thanks for the call. In 2014, the Cowboys had just lost to the Packers in the game that Dez caught it. And after the game, so then the Cowboys lose, and then I guess the Packers lost in the NFC Championship game the next week. They lost to Seattle, I believe. So in the week after that, going to the Pro Bowl, the Cowboys coaches were there. I was there at the Pro Bowl practices and on the bus going to one of the practices, and Randall Cobb was behind me, and they were sort of talking about that play and that catch. So, here he is on the other side of it. and he was talking about it, and he kind of stopped and he kind of looked around to see who was there, and he goes, I'm going to tell you, as a wide receiver, that dude caught it. He caught it. Now, I'm glad they called it incomplete, and I'm glad we won, but I don't care. That guy caught that pass, and if I was him, I'd be pissed. And I was like, yeah, I respect that. I mean, he's on the Packers. They won. They went to the championship game, and he's glad about that. But also from the position he plays and the sport he plays, for him to say that, I thought, man, that's a stand-up dude. I like that. All right, let's go to Derek in Seattle.
Hey, good morning, Nick. Hope all's going good.
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Hey, rhetorical question to ask first. Don't answer it yet. But think in your mind over the last 3 years, when was the last time Malik Hooker or Donovan Wilson ever broke up a pass? And now we'll proceed. The safeties for Dallas have been so bad for so long, and I think back just in my lifetime, the best defenses they ever had were when they had good safeties. Woodson, of course, and then, man, you got to go back to Charlie Waters, Cliff Harris. But Dallas's safeties, Hooker and Wilson, I've watched them my whole life, and neither one of them know how to cover. I've seen it. This year it's really bad. But so next year in the draft, I hope Dallas. I know everyone wants lineman, pass rusher. You gotta get. I watch these other teams, and man, they glue the receivers. A guy comes in their zone, they pass him off, they run with him. It's beyond Hooker and Wilson's mental ability to do it. I've seen it too much. So I hope Dallas.
Were they bad last year? Year before?
Oh yeah,
every year.
Well, I mean,
what's changed? What's changed
bad
in the last year? Yeah, they weren't that bad. So what's changed? Is there something that's changed on the defense?
I wouldn't say they were bad, but they definitely aren't good. Just think, have they ever broke up a pass?
Sunday, Donovan Wilson at the goal line broke up a pass for a touchdown.
But he was behind the guy at the goal line. He was in the end zone. The guy dropped it, and then Wilson hit him. But that's what Dallas does. Guys go in the end zone. Dallas keeps backing up, and they turn around. Go up and make a play. They are bad.
Okay. All right, Derek. Thanks for the call. Yeah, nothing's going to change your mind on that one, and I'm not trying to. The safeties have not been good. The corners haven't been good, but you guys know, I mean, I've done this show now since the trade. I've done it several times and daily here during the week, and I say it over and over and over. You know where I stand on where I think the problem is on this team. So, it's probably about that time. I've never given this title to anyone else. It's only been Romo. But I think maybe it's time to give the title of the diaper back to Micah Parsons. He might be the diaper 2.0. And I used to call Romo that after he was done. And if you haven't heard this reference, this is my own. This is an original. But I think Micah might be the diaper, because when you have the diaper on, it covers up a lot of the crap, a lot of the smell that you don't see, that you don't want to see. Take the diaper off, and now you really see how bad it is. And maybe that's what's happening. And my point here is Diggs and Hooker and Donovan Wilson, are they changed? Are they totally different players now? Or this is kind of what it was, and you didn't notice it so much because guy was getting to the quarterback in 2 seconds. Now when it's taking 4 and 5 seconds, now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing the ball down the field more. So it's early, but it smells like a diaper 2.0 to me. Steve in New York is next. Steve, are you there?
I'm sorry, Michael.
Okay, Michael.
Michael in Bowling Green.
Michael in Bowling Green. What's up, man?
Yeah, the diaper definitely covers your butt. Yeah, I read your article Sunday night after the game. It was really, really, really good article. I don't see anybody to disagree with it. I'm just wondering, have we got to the point this early in the season where we maybe just need to pull the ripcord and float down to week 17, just get some experience from other players. Have we got there yet? Or
No. And
is
I'm
there
just going
still
to
a
cut
chance?
you off on that. No, let's play football. This has been 3 games. No, let's
Okay,
let's
that's
play
why I'm
football.
asking.
No. I think if you did that, it'd be. Yeah. Somebody agrees back there. I think. I don't think so. All right, Michael. Appreciate that. I got that at home. Let's go to. Is it back to Steve? Steve in New York.
Hey, what's up, Nick?
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Good. Just, I haven't spoken to you after the game Sunday, so I can get a quick vent in, and then I'll hit you with my trivia.
All right.
I didn't have a good feeling going into the game.
No.
You didn't have to see much of the Giant game to know that. I could deal with the loss. I always have, almost 50 years watching the team, but my vent is, and I'm sure I'm not alone, the run to Lamb, I never liked it. The risk-reward is not there. It's just not good. It's not good. And I think what made it worse for me was after the game, hearing them try to justify it. I mean, I had a real problem with that, and hopefully that's out of the playbook moving forward. I didn't hear your take on it earlier, but I had a real problem with that. Using him as a running back, and I needed to get that out because that bothered me more than the game. I had a bad feeling about the game. I really did. And I shouldn't even bring these things into the equation, but the line on the game was weird to me too. That they were underdog, and then after the game, people talking about how the Bears upset them. I don't know. I'm looking ahead to.
Well, the Bears, I believe, were 2-point favorites, and then the Cowboys ended up being 1-point favorites or 2-point favorites, something like that. If I saw that correctly, wow. I think it started out. Yeah, it did start out with the Bears as the favorites and then the Cowboys. It doesn't matter. That's a pick 'em.
Yeah,
game,
it doesn't.
It's a pick 'em game.
We'll just look.
CD, I'll say it real quick because I know you have a question, but CD running the ball to me, like I don't love it either. I just feel like, he's not Deebo Samuel, and Deebo Samuel looks like that. But I wanted the question. I wanted the trivia question, but Deebo Samuel, I just think he's a lanky wide receiver. Keep him out in space. I just don't think you're going to get electrifying runs out of it, especially when you're running the ball pretty well. So
under 7 yards a carry for his career. Like I said, what's the best case scenario on that play? He's not going to break it. Yeah. He's not going to score. I don't know. God, that just bothered me.
Yeah.
I got to get over it. All right, go to Romo's 2015. Romo's last year. They played in Green Bay. I'll make it a Packer trivia. They lost an awful game out there, 28-7. Who scored this? This guy scored his only touchdown as a Cowboy in that game, rushing. It's a running back. It's very obscure.
Wasn't McFadden, right?
No, McFadden was actually
McFadden had a big game. He had a
big game, yes. He had a big game. This guy, very obscure. I think they signed him. He only played for the Cowboys that year. Scored the only touchdown. Yeah, you got it.
Turbin, something like that, right?
Okay. Robert Turbin.
What's his
Robert
name?
Turbin.
Robert Turbin.
Robert Turbin. Yeah.
Wow, I don't think I could have gone my whole life and not remembered that. Robert Turbin. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that game for a couple of reasons. I remember that McFadden had a big run or something, and I also remember Dez. That was the year after the Dez caught it game, and we thought it was either going to be he was just going to go off or he was not going to go. It wasn't going to go well for him, and it didn't. I think he dropped a couple. He was in his head too much that day.
That's
kind of what
Matt Castle was the quarterback. That was bad.
As bad. Okay. All right.
Thanks for the time, man.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. Let's go one more call before we go to break. We got Josh in Chicago.
Hey, Nick. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing, Josh?
Not bad. Hey, so on the diaper, I just got to say really quick, we also lost another dog this offseason, and that's Jordan Lewis. And I agree with you about Mike is probably the diaper, but I think Jordan Lewis really, you look at the way he's playing out there. He's got a lot. He was a dog that we lost that could really get after it and had a mentality to prove himself. So I kind of miss him too. I went back.
But I get that one. You know what I mean? $10 million a year. I just you have to draw the line somewhere. And when you're in Jacksonville and you don't have any players, and so they overpay for that kind of stuff all the time. That's just one where you're like, man, all right, hey, good luck to you. You know?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, even 47 or whatever, 46 for Micah, it's almost like you got to draw the line.
Right.
Like you got to. So
yeah.
I'll retract some comments I had on Monday. I talked a little bit about Guyton and Steele and said I didn't think they had that good of a game. I went back and I watched some stuff and I looked at some stuff, and I will retract it a little bit and say I don't think they had a very good game in pass pro, but their run blocking was actually really good.
Yeah,
and that's the key to this game. I think is if you're Dak having to throw over 20 times against the Packers, I don't like that. But if they're running the ball, and they have been running the ball efficiently, and he's somewhere, between, 17 and 22 times passing, and we're running the ball well, I think that's the key to success this week. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think for a lot of reasons there, running the balls, obviously you want to move the ball, you want to be balanced. You also want to keep him off the field. I think we've said that a little bit, but especially when it comes to, I mean, you've got Rashawn Gary on one side that's got the lead in the league in sacks at 4.5. Shocker there, right? I mean, you get a guy on the other side now, Micah Parsons, and he's probably got more pressures. I bet he does. Doesn't have as much sacks, but he's got more pressure, and he's probably getting more attention too. But if you got two guys trying to rush the passer, you got to offset that with a run. You have to be able to do that. That's a killer injury with Booker this week. And not only that Tyler Booker getting hurt, but let's go back to the first practice maybe of training camp. Rob Jones suffers a neck injury at the end of practice, and it's a broken bone in his neck, and he's out for the season. I mean, how much would you love to have him right now as a veteran backup who can play some tackle, but is mainly a guard? No offense to Bass, they kept him, but that would have been a really nice move there. Because I mean, before they didn't know they were going to draft Booker. I mean, Jones was going to be the starter probably. They had a chance to get Booker, and they said let's do this. He'll be a starter for 10 years, and he probably will be. But Rob Jones would have been really nice to have here for a week like this, or for a few weeks like this. Let's go to break here on Cowboys Storyline. I'll be right back after this.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
Altec Lansing has been perfecting sound since 1927, bringing you decades of audio excellence to elevate your Dallas Cowboys tailgate ritual. Equip your next pregame with the Sound Rover 180 with 6 hours of playtime, built-in microphone, multicolor light modes, and a rugged exterior that's built to last. Visit alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off your Sound Rover 180. That's alteclansing.com/Cowboys15 for 15% off. Altec Lansing, official audio partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
We've got limited tickets still available for the remaining games on the 2025 Dallas Cowboys schedule. You can go to SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. 7 home games left, and my math is correct here. I think 6 of those 7 teams that are coming to town were in the playoffs last year. The Eagles, Commanders, Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings. Only the Cardinals, and they look pretty good too. Only the Cardinals weren't in the playoffs. So, good times. All right, let's go to Dylan in Northport, Florida.
Hey, Nick. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Just first off, sorry for Papa Sue, for Sergeant Sue's fantasy football team. He had Joe Burrow out there, and he got hurt, and he had Caleb Williams on the bench, and unfortunately he did lose to me this week because of Caleb Williams being on the bench. But, David, we'll see each other again.
Did you text them and say, hey, you might want to replace that because Burrow's on IR, he's not playing. You didn't do that?
No. Now, did Burrow get hurt? He got hurt this week, right? Or was it last week he got hurt? I don't remember.
I thought it was a while ago. I don't know. I don't care. I keep up with one team barely.
I feel you, dude.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for anyone on fantasy. I think fourth quarter of the Monday night game, I was winning both games and lost them both. So it was a good weekend for sure, all the way around.
Fantasy is a little
no one
sketchy.
Cares. That's the thing. Like I found that out a long time ago. Nobody cares about anyone else's fantasy team. Not once. You're sitting there at lunch, you're like, oh, I had so-and-so, and nobody cares. Not one.
You got to pretend to at least care so you can share your fantasy football team so they can pretend to care too.
Nope.
It's a fun little ritual.
Yeah. But they don't, though. I would be wasting time and wasting callers by talking about it. All right, Dylan, let's go.
All right, yeah. So this team is kind of who we thought they were going to be, or should have thought they were going to be. I think at this point, especially after losing Micah, it starts with the pass rush, like you said, defensively, 100%. At the same time, you're talking sitting here in the red zone, and you got safeties letting guys just run by them in zone. They got the deep zone. I don't know what Hooker was doing on the one play. It looked like he was almost on a quarterback spy following Williams out to the right, and receiver squeaks by him, just sits down in the back of the end zone, easy touchdown. You see it over and over and over again, whether it's the corners, the safeties. So there's problems just all over the place. The team did a good job, I think, in the offseason that filling just straight up holes with question marks, with people that we thought were going to be good and we're hopeful for. But none of that has really worked out. And even the linebackers, they've been serviceable against the run. But I also question teams just aren't really running the ball against us because they can throw for 400 yards a game. So, like Scatabo had 11 carries, Swift had like 14 or vice versa. They're just not really running the ball against us. We're fine when they do for the most part. But, are we really going to stop in the run? Have we really improved there? Or is it just a quantity issue at that point? Yeah. So I don't know, man. Just everything on the defense is a disaster. It's not fixable this year, in my opinion. You're going to get some guys back, but Clowney is not going to fix the pass rush. It's just not going to happen, in my opinion. There's too much going wrong over there on that side of the ball. So unfortunately, it's going to have to be a 30-point offensive performance every week minimum. And that's going to be a tough ask for this offense and Dak, especially with this offensive line going down with injuries left and right too now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it doesn't look good in any way. Thanks for the call. I mean, when you think about what they've got on the front there on the the defensive line, I thought you're right. They've stopped the run for the most part, but why run it when you don't have to? It's the same. It goes the other way around. I've seen some teams. That 2000 Cowboys team was pretty good at stopping the pass. Now, they did give up 3 200-yard rushers in one season. So, of course, they were pretty good stopping the pass. No one tried. They didn't have to. Looks like it's the same here on the opposite end. All right. Rob in Vegas.
Hey, Nick.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great.
I got to disagree with my friend Dylan.
Uh-oh. Captain.
The problem with this team is not all over the place. It's on defense. We knew it was on defense after the playoff loss, after last year. This was an easy fix. I mean, they chose not to fix it. The fans that are, already, talking about, well, this team will be better in 2 years. No, it won't. Your prime players are getting older, getting injured. There's no reason we should be going through this. You name me a team in the NFL with a top 10 quarterback that isn't going for it right now. The closest one, and even they're going for it, they just hit bad luck, is Cincinnati. Mm. But they signed Hendrickson. They brought him back. The reason why this team is in its position is it's just built wrong. Look what they did. They rented Pickens, and that's going to be a waste. They're not going to re-sign this guy for 30-something. So why did you give up? What they give up, a fourth for him? A fourth-round pick?
Third. I don't know.
Third.
Maybe a third.
So you just wait. You brought this guy in because you knew you needed a second wide receiver, and we're never going to see the benefits of it because the defense is so bad. You got the highest paid quarterback, you got the highest paid left guard, you got the second at the time highest paid wide receiver, and yet you don't want to pay the best defensive player in the league because you say it costs too much. Ridiculous.
Wait a second. I thought for sure you've come back and said that 47 was too much.
It's all too much. $60 million is too much for Dak.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you don't have nobody else.
I get it.
You know, if you had somebody in the pipeline that you thought could take up the slack 50%, but they didn't have nobody. And I'm sorry. I think salaries are out of whack. But I don't think it would have cost Jerry $47 million. I don't know what took place, but I don't think it would have cost $47 million. But you just don't let that guy go when you especially don't have any. But why aren't you going for the win every year? Every year we talk about, well, they're rebuilding for next year. Next year hasn't come since '95.
The fans are saying that. The fans are saying that. The Cowboys.
I know, and the fans.
But the Cowboys didn't say that. So what do you mean they're not going for it?
Well, no, the Cowboys don't say it. Jerry's still trying to sell us that this is a playoff team, like we don't have a TV. I mean,
okay, Rob, this is bothersome to me. So let me ask you this: you come out, you talk to the media, and whoever asked the question, I don't know who it was, I don't care. Whoever asked the question, do you think this is a playoff team? What's the answer there? What's the answer?
The answer should be right now, no. They don't look like a playoff team. They are not playing like a playoff team. Maybe that would light a fire under somebody.
I bet you it lights a fire under other people.
Don't snow us like you've been doing for 30 years. We know what we see. Be honest. I bet you Shoddy would turn around if they asked Shoddy that question. You know what he would say? Not right now.
I bet.
Not right now. We're not. We're not playing good enough. I'll give that guy credit. Did I want him as a head coach? No. But he seems like an honest guy, and I think he would have turned around and said, "No, we're not. How can we be a playoff team? We're playing bad."
Well, it's a bad question.
There's nothing wrong with being truthful. Don't try to sell me. And let's face it, Jerry's been doing that forever. But they shouldn't be in this position. There was no reason. If they would have concentrated on the defense after bringing in Pickens,
all right,
then you could have had something. But no. Don't, and I feel bad for the fans because the ones that think this is going to change next year or the year after, probably not.
Chris in San Angelo will be next. Thanks, Rob, for the call. Chris in San Angelo, can we switch over to him? Chris.
Hey, Mr. Nick, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing well, thank you. Okay, right on. I was going to go here. I hadn't got to call in this week. And so I'll let the Chicago thing go. I guess my only comment there would be the Cowboys were wondering who they were, and I hope they can still wonder, and that wasn't the answer. But anyway, my thought is the team kind of could use a spark right now. And, the defense seems to be the biggest problem. That's what everybody's piling up on. But we just got to hope that get some players back, and Coach Eberflus can come up with the right adjustments to fix that. But we could get a spark from a source we haven't seen yet, and it's offense, and I'm talking about Jaden Blue. I'm just wondering, Nick, I'm getting him out there. I would be getting him out there just to see what he could do, get the ball in his hands. He could be a playmaker that could make some things happen and create a spark for us.
Yeah.
That's a little spitball idea, but I'll see what you think.
Why not? I think that's what he's here to do. Miles Sanders has been, he's okay, serviceable, but as far as the speed element, you need some playmakers. You just lost one Maybe that's a way to kind of implement him in. He's got to be ready. There's no doubt about it. That's one of the issues. He's got some quickness to him, but he's got to be ready to roll. And that's something I can't tell you if he is or not. After the 3 games, they've decided that he's not. So that's kind of where we are there. All right. Thank you for the call. Let's go. I'm gonna go back to this is not just about Rob. This is some other callers as well. I think the very first one that also said it. I just wait too long for the football season. I just get too excited about it to say, all right, we're done. They're not a playoff team. I mean, if I were to ask that question, is this a playoff team? Yeah, I mean, it can be. It's not there right now. They're going to have to make some changes. Either they're going to have to add some players. They got to get some guys back. They got to start winning some games. They got to figure it out. But I mean, if Jerry would have said, nah, probably not. I mean, what does that do? That's why I don't like the question. Is he doesn't get? There's not an answer on the table that would be good for anybody. So when you have a question that's unanswerable, then to me that's a bad question. And that's just somebody just fishing for stuff. Again, I don't even remember who asked that question, but I didn't like it because here we are. If he would have answered it the way you guys maybe wanted him to answer it, then that's one of the biggest stories going. And so, anyways, I don't like it. It's early in the year. This is like if you're driving cross country from New York to LA and you're, 2 hours, 3 hours down the road and you spill a drink all over the front seat. I mean, are you going to turn and stop? I mean, that's where we are. That's about how bad things are. You clean it up and let's keep going. You're not going to just stop going. It's not like you've done anything that says this thing can't get turned around. They're 1-2. It doesn't look good. This loss did not look good at all. They got problems. But there's reasons for this. Let's see if they can get things turned around. I've seen it. We've all seen it. I've seen a 3-5 football team make a trade and turn into 10-6. I'm not saying they're going to make a trade, but I'm just saying we've seen turnarounds, good and bad. I'm not ready to turn it around. I mean, how can we? But if that's you, that's fine. We have a lot of people trying to call in. So just let's free it up for that then. If that's the case, let's free it up for that. Let's go to Alan in Clearwater, Florida.
Hey, Nick. Good morning.
How are you? Where are you going to stir the pot up again?
Yeah. Hey, that was really fun to get a lot of reaction to my call. That was really good.
You did.
But you know what? So I want to...
What's funny is I remember Alan from Clearwater, Florida, and a lot of people talking about it. I can't, for the life of me, remember what you said.
Okay. So what I got reaction to was after the Philly game, I said how disgusted I was, and I said I did put it on Dak, even though Dak played overall, he played a great game.
Right.
What I pointed out was in the 10 years I've been watching Dak, he makes the same mistakes in the same spots in big games, and I think he continues to do that. And I really think it's more of a coaching situation, and that's really my take on the Green Bay game and what I'm going to be looking for.
Was that a big game?
What's that?
Was that a big game?
Yeah.
What about week 2 against the Giants? Was that a big game?
That was not as big a game as the Philly game in Philly. But if you remember the Giants game, he didn't start out playing well either.
But he played well at the end. But that's not a big game, right? So there's only big games if you lose. If you lose,
no.
That's what it sounds like.
That was playing in the opener at Philly, getting a win from them. They're all big games, but there are some games like this game coming up against Green Bay is big for a lot of reasons. And what I'm looking for, and what I said about the Philly game was, did you not know that Jalen Hurts could run the ball? That's what I said from the deep. They played great secondary, right? In this game coming up, what I'll be looking for in the Green Bay game is the coaches we have playmakers. I disagree with the caller who said before that, when you made the point, look, these are the same players in the secondary for the most part, okay? To me, it is scheme, and it's the coaches, and it's the execution, and I put that on the coaches preparing our team. They haven't been well prepared, or the scheme is wrong. So in the Green Bay game, we know about the pass rush. If we get beat by the pass rush, I will say, this is like a Dick Nolan. How many weeks do we give the defense to figure out who your personnel are and how to put them in a position? And on the offensive side, if you know that this is a pass rushing team, this is a great team all the way through. But we have great players still. We have Pickens. We have Turpin. We have a great running game. My perspective is the coaches need to put our players in a position, including Dak. Coach Dak. 3-step drop, quick passes. Don't take sacks, meaning get rid of the ball quick. There's a lot of talent to get quick hitting plays and run the ball. If we lose because Dak gets beat up and sacked and all of that, I will say, that I'm going to put it on the coaching staff more than anything. And the final point that I want to make about Rob in Vegas was he said it's all defense. It's not all defense. Last week, this offense scored 1 touchdown. And in the Philly game, we didn't score anything in the second half. I'm also looking for Schottenheimer to give us some of that creativity. We have explosive players. I'm putting it on the coaching staff to put our players in a position to make plays. That's my point.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the call. Because I thought it was, for the first time around, I thought it was for sure about Dak. Now it was about the coaches. But I kind of disagree with that. As far as like if Dak gets beat up, it's going to be on the coaches. It's going to be on the defense probably, because the defense is not going to stop them. And so therefore you're down by 17 points. And if you want to just load up and just try to run the ball and try to, not to come back, that's fine. But that's what the defense is going to put you down. And now you're going to have to try to pass your way back in, which is exactly what the Packers want you to be. And if the Packers are going to have to score, though. They struggled against Cleveland on the road. And because of that, they couldn't, the Cleveland didn't have to go into an all-pass mode. But that's the key. The Cowboys' defense is going to have to keep them in the game so the Cowboys can stay balanced. But if not, then it's, you're going to play right into their hands a little bit. So I don't know it's on the coaches to try to figure out the way to keep them in the game. There's no doubt about it. They have not been good in the week because teams are starting off fast. This defense needs to figure out a way to stop them early to keep everybody in the game. Let's go to break one more time here on Cowboys Storyline. Be right back after this.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for you. Gillette's Best Shave has a new look this season, and they've got one that sticked out in Cowboys colors just for us. We're going to want to run, not walk to this one, y'all. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor isn't just Gillette's best shave. With 50% longer lasting blades than Fusion, it's the best a Cowboys fan can get. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's Best Shave is also available as heated.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
Back to Cowboys Storyline, presented by Gillette, the official shave of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, this segment is presented by Yeti, officially licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is available at Stadium Pro Shops concession and on Yeti.com. Let's go quick here in the last few minutes. Lester in Minnesota is next. Lester.
Good morning, Nick.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man. I got a couple messages for a couple of our callers.
Let's
there.
go.
This is for Anthony. Yesterday he was ranting and sad about our defense. Hey, Anthony, just look at the roster, man. We don't really have a good roster right now. So just keep your chin up, man. It's going to be all right. And what I think Rob from Vegas was saying is that, okay, we had to get rid of Parsons, and a lot of people did like it, some didn't, but we didn't get enough back for him. I thought we should have got Clark and Gary for Parsons and some draft picks. because Gary is not Parsons, of course, but he is a pass rusher that they have, and he could have filled the gap a little bit. So I think that's part of the frustration is like, where are we doing? What kind of plan do we have? Where are we going? Because, okay, if we still had Parsons paid him whatever, then our defense, if he was to get hurt like he did last year, I mean, the defense would look like this, even worse, because we wouldn't have Clark. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, okay, Parsons is great, but what else do we have around him? I mean, we got good corners. I love the corners, but what else do we really have? So I think that's part of the frustration of a lot of people. It's part of my frustration as well. How are we building the team out? And that's all I got. Go Cowboys.
All right, thanks, Lester. Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating now, of course. I mean, I was sad that they couldn't get it done. There's no doubt about it. I was sad that they couldn't figure out a way to make that trade. I think that they tried until, the very end, but once things will come out over, maybe over the next few months, years, whatever, it'll come out, and I think everyone will kind of understand a little bit more why they had to move on. I mean, Micah was doing everything possible not to play. And I think when that happens, we've had players here that have done everything possible to play. This guy's going out of his way, literally, not to play. You can't have that on your team. That's when I think they knew it was not going to happen. And it's sad that it got to that point, and yeah, I think egos definitely got involved on both sides. There's no doubt about it. But, it's just unfortunate. And so now look at kind of what it's left them. And the Packers are certainly benefiting on, now because they got the player. They won the player trade. And then nobody's drafting anyways. So, but let's see how it all plays out. You have a right to be frustrated about it for sure. Sebastian and Savannah will be last. So, Sebastian, what's up?
Awesome. Well, first off, how are you doing, sir?
Good.
Nicholas Eatman.
How are you
doing? Well myself. Second, yeah, Green Bay's winning the trade for now. We'll see how it turns out in the end. We seem to be doing pretty well with our draft picks. However, the biggest down point of this season so far is not stealing that game in Philly. If we steal that game in Philly and we go into Chicago and do what we did on Sunday, I don't think there would be this immense pressure on us going 2-1 versus 1-2. Had we been able to steal that game, a lot of things are going very differently right now. But it's Brian Schottenheimer, whom I really love, by the way. I love Brian Schottenheimer, but he did something that really made me upset, pulling Dak with 5 minutes left to go. This is America's team, right? The American people were built on when the going gets tough, we get going. And I understand that Dak had a guy take a dive at his knees and things like that, but a lot of stuff could have played out differently in that game. But I'm not going to kill Brian Schottenheimer because it's a first-time head coach who's calling his offense to the best of his ability. And prior to that, I want to hit on two very good things that I saw in that game because there wasn't a lot of good. Number 73 and number 33, we got something there. You got to run that ball more.
Okay.
But my question for you is this. How much leeway does Brian Eberflus get does Eberflus get for his defense? Like, what do you think the leash is for this? How long is it before Jerry goes, okay, this is becoming a Monte Kiffin, a Mike Nolan type of a defense. I got to step in here and do something.
Yeah,
because it also goes not just on him, though, but his veterans that he bought in, that he loves, they're not playing well at all.
Yeah.
I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, Sebastian. I would think half the year, halfway through the season, if it's really, really bad like that, that's usually when you start seeing some changes like that. You're going to try to do different things personnel wise and first and try to get your guys back. And maybe if you think there's a move to bring in, you can do that. So before you just kind of scrap everything, I think it's probably closer to halfway through the year. But it's it's certainly bad right now, and they have to make some changes. But it's 3 games. Let's see. And I disagree with you about stealing that game with the Eagles because I think if the way the ball bounces, I think if you steal that win in Philly, you lose to the Giants. I mean, they easily could have lost to the Giants. Probably it would have been a lot easier to lose to the Giants than to go win that game in Philly. So I just think it works that way. You get one, ball goes your way one week, it usually doesn't the next. And that's kind of the way I see it. So they're 1-2 right now because that's what they are. They're 1-2. Let's see how it goes, guys. It's early. It's still early. That's kind of my theme to the whole thing is, Chris pointed out something to me just now too. Like, no one's clinched a playoff spot. So the Cowboys are certainly not eliminated. Let's enjoy the ride a little bit. It's bumpy. It's bumpy right now. Put your seatbelt on. Let's roll. We'll do it again tomorrow. For Chris Beam, I'm Nick Eatman. See you tomorrow on Storyline.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this,